So in today's topic, we shall primarily talk about the vision and mission of the corporates, which you will be analyzing. Let me give you a disclaimer in the very beginning that in very few companies, they are separately publishing vision and mission in the annual report. Very rarely. I have seen some companies where the vision and mission is published in the annual report, but it's not explicitly given. When you know the meaning of vision and mission, you can use the keywords and try to search them. But I can assure you that vision and mission, you don't have to go very far. I mean, you will not find vision and mission of the company if on the 150th page, if the total length of the report is 200 or 300 pages. No, it will be always in the very beginning. In the very beginning, what we get is the speech, the address by the CEO of the company. Then there is a speech or the address by the chairperson of the company, and followed by there is a company's strategy statement, strategy report. Okay, in that you will find the shades and the glimpses of vision and mission. And if you want to find vision and mission elsewhere, then go to the home page of the company which you are analyzing. And the best place to see is that there is always something like a title in the link, who we are, what we do. So that is something which can give you the additional information about the company background. But normally, you can get the shades. You can do this, vision and mission digging in the first few pages. So I would say that you will not find vision and mission after you have gone through the company's strategy report. Okay, but if you know the meaning of vision and mission, then it shouldn't be a problem. And believe me, if it is, because sometimes the annual reports are very big, some couple of hundred of pages, but you don't have to go for it. It should be in the first 30, 40, 50 pages somewhere, if you skim through it. And then the link, which I said that who we are, what we do, the background of the company. So from there, you can find out that what company was meant to be in the beginning and how they have evolved over time. By vision, we mean that the great visionary can foresee the future in advance and take steps according to be at the forefront. So vision is basically the statement of the future, what company wants to become. What do you want to be? Okay, so it's more like futuristic. Every company has to be futuristic. If you are not foresight, if you don't have any foresight, if you are not concerned about the future things, it means that you are lacking company's vision, and you're not very sure how the company would evolve. So the reality may prove you wrong, but you always have some targets, some goals, some objectives. By the way, the targets, goals, objectives, these are also keywords that you can use to find the vision and mission of the company. Okay, so anything which is futuristic, which company aspires to be, which company wants to become, their goals, targets. I'm using these words so that you can recognize the keywords in case you don't get. It shapes the company's strategy. It indicates where the company or the organization, I'm using the word organization because it can also be the non-profit organization. So where the organization is heading to, what it intends to be. And normally the vision statement is created in the very beginning. When the company or the organization is born. Actually, it's not just the for-profit companies. If you look at your university's website, the homepage, you will see the vision and mission of the university, who they are, what they want to become, how they have evolved over time, what is the background, Okay, they might have started with very humble background, but over the time they have really accumulated reputation, resources, and their portfolio of the courses that they're teaching, the programs that they're teaching has gone very vast. They might be having the students from only one country, but now the cross section of the student has really become big. So this is what vision underlines. Okay. As I said in the red, I'm giving you the hint. Basically, the CEO, the chairperson statement in the annual report can be a good source. Also, the strategy report and on the web page about us, who we are. So that is something. So I just wrote what I just said. So nothing different. Some examples of the vision. For example, the Tyson Foods is saying that the Tyson Foods vision is to be the world's first choice of certain protein solutions while maximizing the shareholders' value. So they are saying that our vision is that we want to provide the food to the consumers which solve their protein problem. So they are getting enough required protein. And also they say that, hey, we are also very much, we want to be very particular about the shareholders' value so that the shareholders are very happy with us. It's a good statement. I'm on purpose. In this topic, I will be praising the company, but I would also be finding the faults that what they are lacking. To me, it seems that they're only focusing on the protein foods. So what about the non-protein food products? But at the same time, I can also write one more critique that why not? Why is company silent about other stakeholders? I mean, this seems to be that they're only worried about the shareholders, but what about the other stakeholders? What about the employees of the company, suppliers, consumers, okay, the general public, and especially it's a food thing, so they should be also including in their vision the society at large, because food is not affecting one individual, but food is something which and especially the protein-based food is consumed by masses. Okay, so they should also have included something. It seems to be a very narrow definition. Then the General Motors says that the vision is to be the world leader in transportation products and related services. Well, it's a very sharp, very clean, and by the way, the vision statement is not very massive. It's very, you might find 2 or 3 sentences, and okay, here I was a bit critical because I underlined 2 words: protein and the shareholders. The shareholder, something really surprised me, that why are they only concerned about the shareholders alone? I have no problem if they are looking after the interest of the shareholder, but what I'm worried about is that by naming explicitly shareholders, they are ignoring the other stakeholders. What the company could have done, that they might have chosen not to mention shareholders at all. And in defense of the company, I would say that the protein solution is when I say that, hey, what about the non-protein products? This is something this fault, I've been very picky on the company, because maybe the company is only producing protein food. So if they don't make non-protein, what can we do then? Yeah. General Motors statement is, and by the way, normally the vision statements are not very clear. They're slightly ambiguous. They're slightly, abstract, because the future is very uncertain. So they can't be really say that, hey, by this year will be that, and so on and so forth. So there is an element of abstractness in the vision statement, but the words are very important. For example, when they say here, the GM, when they say, the vision is to be the world leader in transportation products. Very clear, because GM is doing the transportation thing. So obviously they want to become, they don't want to sell, like, the chicken burger, but they just want to be the world leader. So they want to become, this is their vision, that they want to become the world leader in the transportation products. Okay, so they mentioned transportation, so they didn't say that we are only about the commercial cars or the, so they want to, so they're very open-ended, all types of transportation. PepsiCo's visions is to continually improve all aspects of the world in which we operate. That includes environment, social, economic, creating a better tomorrow than today. This seems to be a bit abstract to me, or far-fetching, in the sense that they should talk about, like GM, they're very focused, but they are kind of very distracting, very, this seems like very philanthropic organization, some charity or something, economic, social, environmental. I can understand what they're trying to say, because Pepsi can play a very big role in saving environment because they consume a lot of water, and they are often accused for, overconsumption of water and even wastage of water. And we know that water is so scarce. But this thing, creating a better future than today, this is like a little bit going out of hand. And then Dell, and these are the companies, I'm not talking about the startups, I'm talking about the companies which are very deep established in the world. And some of the companies' size can be more than some of the countries, because they're so big all over the world. I mean, name the country where you don't find Pepsi, by the way. Hardly. Everywhere in the world. But somebody could have taken a notice and paid attention that, hey, really? Is it really? Do we really mean it? Dell, another giant, vision is to create a company culture where environmental excellence is second nature. Okay. The statement is too vague. Why don't they talk about IT? Why don't they talk about the technology? Why don't they talk about the consumer's experience? So again, it's very loosely defined definition. It reminds me, when I see PepsiCo and Dell's vision, it reminds me, well, please don't mind, it's a very bad example. Whenever there's a Miss Universe or Miss World pageant, and every time they have a question to the contestants in the final round, that what would you do if you win the prize? Come on, why don't they say that I'm gonna buy a huge villa in Dubai and a holiday home in Bahamas? Everybody is saying, oh yes, I will do this thing for kids, I will do this thing for the environment, I will request all the countries to dismantle their nuclear weapons. Come on, do what you're doing. I mean, you are in a certain type of business, certain profession, okay? Focus on that. Don't talk about the defense or the international relations. So to me, it seems that a little bit far-fetching when I see PepsiCo and Dell's vision. And then we have the first Reliance Bank. It says, the vision is to, why I'm giving you these different examples, so that you can basically find out that what type of statement you can reckon as a vision statement. It doesn't say that they don't use the word vision, but you need to read between the lines to get the idea of vision. This bank says that the largest and the most profitable bank in South Carolina. Well, at least they're very straightforward. So they want to become, and this is a very small bank, it's not a very big bank, so they're saying that we want to become the largest and the most profitable bank in South Carolina. You can say, why only Carolina? Why not to the US? But maybe they are realistic that perhaps with the given resources, they cannot become the largest bank in the US or out of US, but within this certain sphere, they can become, or they want to become the largest bank. So I like their honesty at least. Then Samsonite vision is to provide innovation, good, solutions for the traveling world. And then here I put some of my comments and which consumer, which traveling thing. Be specific. Royal Caribbean's vision is to empower and enable, they say, our employees to deliver the best vacation experience for the guests, thereby generating superior return for our shareholders and enhancing the well-being of the community. This is good. This is good. I like it. I like it. They are talking about what they do and what they want to become. Procter and Gamble, another big company. Vision is to be, vision is to become, okay? So they want to say that we want to become and be recognized as the best consumer products company in the world. Okay, but to me, it seems again very vague. But in defense of the companies, I would say that generally, the vision statement has this element of vagueness. I think the mission statement is more where they are more straightforward. But vision is always like philosophy, and they want to. It's more like a dream. It's more like, as I said, that it's more futuristic. It's not about something that you're making some calculation or a forecast. It's more about what is in your heart. What is your mindset? So that's why maybe I'm too critical about these companies, but maybe that is why they are using these expressions. So don't get surprised if you get some strange kind of statements, like, for example, Dell or Pepsi is giving, but it's quite obvious that they may give. It's a vision statement. The strategic vision. In the field of business, the word strategic is most abused word. So nobody has ever able to know what strategic means, but it means that main. I can try to make it simple. The main vision has some important purposes. It provides the direction of the company that it wants to follow. So first of all, the vision underlines the direction, because like a human being, like anybody else, a company cannot be directionless. It has to have certain roadmap, a pathway to follow. So it shows the direction of the company, how it wants to, where it wants to go, basically. Identify the need for the required changes in the existing direction. The next point is that there is a creation, and there's create a passionate environment in the organization to steer the company with a great excitement in the selected direction. So it shows some kind of enthusiasm. So it could be possible that they write in one sentence that our vision is to do this, that, and to do it, we are keen, we are hardworking, we are totally committed. So when you want to find the vision of the company which you have chosen, find out there is some passion or some commitment, or there is some kind of, you can feel some kind of how to say, emotions. And maybe that is why when they become emotional, that is why they end up writing the vision sentence like Pepsi or Dell has done. But while, okay, there's no problem in getting emotional and getting more, passionate about what you want to do, but please, the company should also be careful that don't forget or don't keep your main work at the back burner. It should also be highlighted. Otherwise, it may sound a bit shallow. Create creativity in every member of the company to prepare company for the future. If you look at the great companies in the world, if you look at their who we are, our background, they will be very humble, and somehow they would get you the impression that whatever they have achieved so far in their corporate life, it is because of the cooperation of everybody, right from the factory worker to the CEO. Everybody has contributed. So in the vision statement, you also, when you read that the emotions are, downpouring, you will also find that they are also giving some kind of recognition or some kind of gratitude to the every member of the company, and sometimes even out of the company, the community, or if there is a family behind it, then they are always giving some kind of recognition or some gratitude, acknowledgement, and then promote entrepreneurship. That, for example, if you look at the GE's General Electric vision statement, you will find that they are saying that how the entrepreneurship, how the efforts, how the risk-taking ability, how their quest to grow in the future has made them become one of the biggest electronic company in the world from the plastic toy making business. So that is a kind of vouching of the entrepreneurship, that they were a small plastic toy making company, and they, with the grit, with the commitment, with their entrepreneurship, the company has now become one of the biggest electronic company in the world. So it shows that there is some entrepreneurship. So it's a very goody feeling, and that's why I'm saying that when you read the speeches or the addresses by the chairperson of the company and the CEO in the very beginning pages, yeah, that is something, because they are more like speech, and that's where you can see some, this overflow of emotions. And if you see it, then you can write down that, hey, this seems to be their vision. Okay. So there's no one single place where you can find the vision. You have to dig it. You have to do the treasure hunting, basically. And then we move to the other part. But before we move to the other part, I want to know if you have any questions about vision. Right, now the mission is something. Mission is what we do, basically. What? Vision is what we want. It's futuristic. So it's like a future tense we use. But here, it is the present tense. What we are. What are we doing, by the way? Why do we exist? What is the reason of our being? What is our business? So this is more like a reality check. Vision, as I said, that it's a bit kind of emotive. It's more like your aspirations, your dreams, and that's why it may be abstract, but here it's very categorical. Who am I? Why do I exist? What is the purpose of my existence? What am I doing? Very rude, but very clear questions and hopefully the answers as well. So that is why we need a very clear mission statement. And once again, the CEO chairperson statement can be good source, but I think for this thing, you must not forget the strategy. So same reference, so the strategy report also, you should, strategy report may have different names, but it's soon after the speeches of the company CEO and chairperson are over. So once again, like vision, even the mission may not be explicitly given, but you have to search for it. I think when you look at the objectives of the company, goals of the company, the targets they want to achieve, then you can find out, what is the mission. Synonyms of the, so when I use the word strategy report, um, sometimes they also use a phrase, a statement of purpose, or a statement of philosophy, or the statement of business principle, something like that. So these all are the synonyms of the same thing, basically. So just in case you don't find anything about vision and mission, then please, you can use these keywords. Not all the words, maybe purpose. You don't have to search by the word statement, purpose, philosophy, principle. So that will give you some kind of idea. So please remember to make a list of relevant keywords which you can type in and search for the information. All organization must have a reason for being. Like the vision, there have to be a mission in life. Without mission and vision are quite related in the sense that you dream, then you make some efforts, then you are doing towards. It reminds me of law of demand. You must have studied in your school level or early part of your university education that demand is something which you are willing to spend your money on to buy something at certain price. So you are willing to spend money. But look at the word wish. Wish is that you dream, you aspire to buy it, but maybe you don't have the money. Your wish become want when you start making efforts to save some money to buy it. And you want become demand when you have enough money now, but are you still willing to spend it? So the difference between wish, want, and demand is that demand becomes when you have the wish, you have the resources, which is monetary, and you also are still willing to spend that money. Want is you have the wish, your desire is still there, but you also have the resources to spend it. And the wish is that it's only a wish, no resources. Yeah. So the same thing is that the vision is something which maybe at that point of time you might not be having those resources or something, but your mission is basically like demand, is comparable to the demand that, hey, now I have my resources, now I'm this, I have reached a stage, now I'm going to use my resources on R&D or to empower my employees and the communities, and I want to improve the product mix, the processes, and so on and so forth. So that is something you need to be careful. That's why I used this expression before, that mission is more about the present and the vision is more about what you want to become in the future. All right, so here we go. The mission statement, ideally, I'm not saying that, ideally, the mission statement should focus on these things, these 9 components. Your mission should be something about your consumers, your customers, the products and the services which you produce or you deliver. What type of markets you cater to, national markets, global markets, technology. Of course, if you're an R&D company, if you're an IT company, technology should be the foremost. But in some cases, maybe technology is not so important in the very old-fashioned companies. Something about your concern about survival, growth. How do you want to grow? Are you only want to survive? What about your profitability, philosophy? Something, a little bit of philosophy also. Self-concept. Recognize, identify yourself, who you are. Like when you are giving, when you're introducing yourself. Whenever you go for an interview, whenever we start the new course, and the first thing I ask you that, can you please introduce yourself, who you are, what's your background? That is like a self-concept. What makes you different from the other? Concern for the public image. The corporates, like the individuals, have to carry a certain public image, like a reputation, your own, credibility. So, and then it's something about employees also. I'm not saying that every company must have these 9 things, but more the merrier, more the better. Okay. So these are the 9 things which you can try to understand that these are like we should have. I won't say we must have, but we should have as many components as possible. If you think that there should be something more about more than 9, some more concepts, then you can also bring them in discussion, but make sure that these are very broad categories. Examples of mission statement. The Fleetwood enterprise will lead the recreational vehicles and manufactured housing industries. And here I wrote 2 and 7. 2 and 7 means they are talking about point 2 and point 7, which basically means that they are talking about what product and services they are, and they are also recognizing themselves. They're also introducing themselves in providing quality products with the passion of customer-driven innovation. And here I wrote point 1 because point 1 means customers. They talk about customers. We will emphasize training, embrace diversity, and provide growth opportunities for our associate and our dealers. Here they talk about number 9, the employees, which can also include your the dealers and all the people who deal with the company. We will lead our industries in the application of appropriate technology, which is point 4 here, technology. We will operate at the highest level of ethics and compliance with a focus on exemplary corporate governance. Wow. Here they talk about point 6, philosophy. We will deliver value to our shareholders, positive operating results and industry-leading earnings, which is number 5. That it shows that they're also worried about they're aware of their financial strength. The statement lacks 2 components: the markets they don't talk about and the concern for the public image. Maybe when they talk about ethics, they are slightly, maybe here I'm a bit ruthless. I could also include with number 9, with number 6 here, I could say this public image thing also. And then we have PepsiCo. We aspire to make PepsiCo the world's premier consumer product company, focused on convenient food and beverages. We seek to produce healthy financial rewards for investors, okay, as we provide opportunities for growth and enrichment to our employees, our business partners, and communities in which we operate. And in everything we do, we strive to act with honesty, openness, fairness, and integrity. There you go. So I was again a bit harsh, and I found it, hey, you are PepsiCo, where is technology? Hey, actually, they don't even talk about the customers, because they talk about the type of products they produce, but why don't they talk about consumers? Because PepsiCo directly, it's not a B2B type of company, it's a B2C company. So you deal with the end use consumer. Pepsi is not an intermediate product. Pepsi is a final consumption product. All right, and some more. So please go through them. And this way, this is what I'm telling you is a criteria of, the criteria of giving a comment, making a commentary, that are these 9 components given due weightage in the company's mission statement or not? If not, then well, you can be critical about it. Then they talk about, I will not go too much in details, but the products, the customers, the markets, technology. concern for survival, philosophy, I think it's pretty straightforward. And the only difference between the vision versus mission is that, as I said before, the mission is about who am I, and the vision is what I want to become. Like in our life, we say that, hey, this is me, and this is I want. This is my mission now. This is what I'm doing now, and ultimately, what I'm doing is it hopefully will lead me to become this. So, yeah. And I honestly have no idea what to talk about it, because it's so straightforward. But here I mentioned the BP. One more example. BP wants to be recognized as a great company, competitively successful, and a force for progress. I remember why I put this slide. I can give you a task that could you also recognize point 1, point 2, point 3 by yourself here. So maybe when you read it by yourself, you may find out that, hey, they are having point 1 but not point 3, they're having point 5 but not point 6. So you can critically analyze this as a task. But of course, you don't have to do it, because you have your own company to look at. So when we look at this BP's mission statement, and it was released in 2010, well, 11, because there's always a year's gap. And it was written soon after the Gulf of Mexico oil disaster, which we all know that it was a big tragedy, environmentally mainly. And the BP at that time was saying that we believe in the principle of mutual advantage and build productive relationship with each other that also include partners, customer, and even the other stakeholder, including environment. Responsible. We are committed to the safety and development of our people and the communities and societies in which we operate. We aim for no accidents, no harm to people, and no damage to the environment. And then they say in their 2010 mission statement, we push boundaries today and create tomorrow's breakthrough through our people and technology. And then they talk about the performance, and they say that we deliver on our promises through continuous improvement and safe and reliable operation. So this was the mission statement of the company, and accidentally it relates to 2010. When this big accident happened in Gulf of Mexico. So these are the things which you need to keep in mind. Sometimes it's not a bad idea to look at companies' mission statement, some past mission statement, some 10 years ago, some 15 years ago, and compare that how far their mission has changed over time. Is their mission, is the change in the mission is towards the fulfillment of their vision? Or is it so that their mission has changed and so has their vision? So this is something, this is why the corporate history is very important, that you are looking at the corporate's history. Like many books have been written on particular company, like Enron is full in the literature, and also in the top IT company on the IT bubble. So this is why the role of history and recording the data, recording the information, and seeing the company retrospectively is very important. But yeah. So this is everything about basically vision and mission. And if you have any questions, please ask me.